and then you get your thyroid tested, it can throw your test results off. So you don't want to supplement with biotin before you've actually ruled out the potential for it to be a thyroid related hair issue. And once you've done that, then you could start supplementing with biotin, and it can help. I find that it helps less often than dealing with potential iron deficiencies or even protein deficiencies. Again, to build all of our different tissues that are connective tissues, skin, nails, hair, even bones and ligaments and tendons. These are all reliant on collagen that we make in our body. So you can ingest amino acids or collagen supplements, or just get a lot of complete proteins for that component. Then you also need enough vitamin C and you need enough silica. If you have that happening and you have enough iron, your hair will probably be okay. If it's still not, you might want to look at B vitamins, zinc, and biotin, and those might actually make the difference for you. So other than B12, what vitamins are vital when on a vegan diet? Actually, so on a vegan diet, that's a great question. You do want to look at choline. So it's not considered an essential nutrient, so it often gets forgotten about, but we're noticing that it makes a huge difference for children, for adults. It's something that actually really affects our ability to just cognitive function and just to think well, to remember, to learn. So you do want it for all those reasons, very important. And like I was saying, it's also really important for that, bile and liver function, for the gallbladder. So if you're not getting enough choline, you might need to supplement, because again, one of the richest sources for people is eggs. So vegetarians are often okay, but even in the general public, the omnivorous general public, people are often really low in choline. So just about anyone could probably make an effort to get more. Also, most of us are low in vitamin D, and vegans are just included in that. And there are great sources of vegan vitamin D3 now. You can get it from lichen. So do look for supplements that use the vegan source vitamin D3 instead of settling for vitamin D2. You don't need to anymore. We now have vegan D3. And in terms of other types of things, you might want to look at iodine or the kinds of trace minerals like zinc, iodine, that tend to be, well, zinc's actually not even as a macro mineral, but you normally get those as seafood. So you want to get those from other places like pumpkin seeds and seaweed and that kind of thing. Keto for 3-ish months, but was only beneficial short-term for me. Not uncommon, especially for women, to find that they stall on keto. If you find a women-centered, women-focused, women-designed keto program, one that is rich in greens, that is, full of foods that people tend to consider alkaline, but just a lot of salad, a lot of green foods, and you're focusing on getting enough omega-3s, enough greens and stuff while you're doing it, you might find that helps. But the problem is that, especially if you're active and you're a woman that's maybe like 30, 40, and your progesterone is slowly starting to go down, which can start in our 30s, a lot earlier than a lot of people know. Lowered progesterone can be similar to the effects of overtraining, and can be similar to the effects of what's going on when you're actually deficient in carbs. And so your body can get a mistaken impression that you're really struggling, that you're starving. And I'm just gonna get some water here. Where's my water? Just one moment, I'll be right back. Thanks, folks. So it can get the impression that you're starving because you're limiting all the carbs, it's not getting enough glucose. Your progesterone might already be falling because you're at that age, and it's just one of those things that happen. And maybe even because you're training a lot, because you're very physically active. And if that happens, it can actually trigger a lot of mood issues and a lot of holding on to fat, especially in the middle, because your body just starts to churn out cortisol, and that just gives you that ring around the middle, that spare tire, that whatever, that muffin top that we don't want. So something to look at, and that might be one good reason to avoid keto and actually do carb ups. If you want to go low carb, then maybe carb up, like do a refueling or a refeeding of whole plant-based carbs. Like, we don't necessarily want to go eat a piece of cake unless it's somebody's birthday, eat a piece of cake. But if it's, on a regular basis, just eat some vegetables a couple times a week, and you might find that enables you to get the benefits of the keto without triggering the kind of starvation stuff that is even more easily triggered in people that have had disordered eating in the past, which is like almost every woman you know, imaginable. So I had extremely bad side effects from biotin. Be careful. Yeah, it's not my favorite supplement. So yeah, I would say some people do have to be cautious with supplements. I also suggest that you pulse on and off of things. And I'm taking a look at the clock, and I should probably get going because I've been on here for a little bit long, but it's been a pleasure to talk with you all, and I love your questions. Keep them coming. Maybe we'll get back to you another time. What kind of amino acids can we take as supplements? I'm vegan. Okay, so there are some sources, vegan sources of things that you can get in your diet. I'm going to suggest that you make sure that you consume soy. Don't be afraid of it. It can be very beneficial. Just make sure it's non-GMO organic soy. And if you could also consume like alfalfa sprouts and other types of sprouts, you'll get a lot of the amino acids that usually people are looking for from collagen supplements and stuff like that, like the hydroxyproline and things that you can't normally get in a vegan diet. So do seek those types of foods out. And I will say that if you work out, you might find a free-form amino acid might be beneficial, or if you have a lot of digestive issues, a free-form amino acid supplement can be beneficial because it's just absorbed immediately. It doesn't need to go through digestion. But other than that, if you're very, very mindful to source out a lot of more unusual foods that are really good sources of all the amino acids, like, you know, quinoa is a well-known one, you know, spirulina is a great source, and again, like alfalfa sprouts, soy. If you eat these foods fairly regularly, you'll be getting most of these things that you might be afraid of missing out on. So can we please save this live? I hope so. Yeah, if we can save this for you before it disappears, we will do so that you can, you know, catch it somewhere else, somehow else, or later. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much. It's my honor to have so many lovely questions from you. You've been so great, and I just love it. So thanks so much. Once again, I'm Dana Green Remedios. I am a registered holistic nutritionist. I'm also a product information specialist in the supplement industry. And I'm sorry to hear that it's been cutting out on you, but I hope that you got all the information that you needed. And right before I go, Kristen asked, how long does it take for the body to digest or absorb vitamins in pill form? Oh, that is a great question. It may depend on you and on the type of pill. So most of the capsules that are vegan friendly are hydroxymethylpropylcellulose, which is another word for just plant cellulose, or a type of like bioplastic made from trees. So it's just a natural thing that will just digest with stomach acid, and then you should be able to absorb it quite quickly. And some things do get through the body within 20-30 minutes for the most part, and then it can depend on what it is. So some bifidobacteria, for example, if you take a probiotic supplement, might take longer to get down into the large intestine, because that will depend on how quick your motility is. But yeah, if you have any specifics that you're wondering about, like in terms of how